It's a trap, you walk right into the hate. All over a new king that's face is just replaced. It's all the same, you still be ruled by force. And no matter who it is, they'll still carry on the torch. Just a lie, cheat and steal, half of what you make. Taxation is theft, it's time to vacate the state. Newsflash, all your cash is an IOU. From killers who really do steal from you. Inflation is a weapon used by every nation who says that they're saving the world through lies. That they disguise and pass off as bravery. Well, I got news, debt is slavery. It don't matter who's madder, a new master don't matter. When they both want the same, the state don't play no games. They got you trying to survive and put you on sides and ready to kill each other. That's conquer and divide. It's all for show, or for hyper control.
It's a fucking podcast, boy.
And we're back with another episode of Bones and Tubs. We're here with you on this Tuesday, this fall Tuesday. It's kind of a little dreary out today, but that's okay.
It is okay.
You know?
That's what we wanted when we were suffering in this room.
Yeah.
158 fucking dry, wet degrees, whatever.
We need this. For real. But we're here to give you all the news that you wanted to hear through the week and then talk about maybe some other stuff that maybe you didn't know about.
Yeah.
Because that's what we do here. Yeah. That's why you come back.
We don't give you those 3-hour-long podcasts. We give you the little, fertilize the ground, pull out the weeds, and throw some seeds down.
Just the facts, Jack.
Well, just trying to, get you to look up stuff on your own.
Yeah. So that's what we're here to do today. But, so what did you want to do? You want to do some housekeeping before we get started?
Yeah. I can't figure out hat or no hat,
Yeah, I get it.
Shout out Mohawk.
Hat or no hat,
This is the first week in our long history of having a GoPro camera right here. And it's going to be the only video uploaded to YouTube. So while you guys on live are enjoying us live with less quality audio, just to get a little taste, you can go on over to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/bonesandtubs. You can listen to the audio or you can watch our faces.
Yeah.
And I believe it's 4K,
I'm going to be frank. I wouldn't be surprised if they just wanted to see my voice. Well, hear my voice and not see my face.
I want to see your face. I think you've seen those memes where it's like it shows you the lesser quality image that we're used to, VHS, DVD, 1080, and 4K.
Yeah.
And it's like, pictures of us grainy, less grainy, Mohawk fade at 1080p.
Yeah.
And then at 4K, Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself.
Exactly. Shout out to Jeffrey Epstein not killing himself, by the way.
You fuckhead.
I got to tell you, I feel like at least we're in part responsible for those memes that I've been seeing lately about that.
We've, we don't toot our own horn, but we've done a number of things that pop up in society and we're like, we fucking probably started that.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we aided in the notion that this is not a story that should just die. Because I think they wanted it to die. That's why we kept bringing it up over and over again. And now the meme world is taking it over.
We need to do a show on meme magic because that shit's real.
But the thing is, it'll wane. You know what I mean? As it'll do again.
Just like the story of Jeffrey Epstein setting up a sex cult for, child molesters, rich and famous, politicians, royalty.
Yeah.
The way that faded from the news.
I saw funny. So there was a story yesterday and people made a bunch of memes of it. I think you might have seen one in one of our group chats where I guess people were making fun of the Washington Post's obituary for Baghdadi.
Mm-hmm.
Because it said, I can't say his whole name, but Baghdadi. Baghdadi, religious scholar, austere religious scholar, and head of ISIS dies at whatever age he was, right?
Trump killed father of 3.
Well, and see, that's the thing. So people started posting about, they're like, Adolf Hitler, art enthusiast, dead at 56.
Animal activist.
Yeah. And then I saw one for Jeffrey Epstein, too, that I thought was great.
Yeah.
It said, Jeffrey Epstein, famed millionaire and philanthropist and kid collector, dead.
You have to laugh because otherwise you'd start hunting down pedophiles and killing them in the streets.
Yeah. But
and I'm laughing less and less these days when it comes to this shit. I was telling him before the show started, this is I don't know if this is the first time you guys listen. We had a fucking spike of downloads. I don't know if you noticed.
That's good.
We broke our daily record on the last episode, and then normally as it goes, the day we drop the episode, it's up here, and then throughout the week it goes down from downloads.
Yeah.
And then it goes back up again. But this week we went down a little bit and then boom, back up.
Explosion.
Yeah. But anyway, if you're new to the podcast, hello.
Hi.
We're all over the place. We're talking about housekeeping. We're talking about memes. We're talking about fucking...
Yeah, let's get back to the housekeeping.
So we've already shouted out the YouTube, Bones and Tubs Show. Instagram.com, we're on there. I'm religious in that fucking DM section. If you want to talk, hit me up.
Yeah.
Maybe one day Tubbs will do it.
Maybe. I'm shy.
Snapchat at Bones and Tubs. Twitter at Bones Tubs. Fedbook.com/Bones and Tubs. And we got some Patreon shout outs, but we are on Patreon. Patreon.com/Bones and Tubs.
Check us out.
You want to support the show?
Yes.
You want to... There it is. Fuck this thing, man. Sounds so much better.
Well, maybe I should try it. There. Does that sound?
We just have to,
then.
We can't use the words with P. Like, pop, pop.
Yeah, hard P's, as they say.
Yeah, you can only use hard P's on a Wednesday.
The hard P is that first P you take at. Never mind.
Post-sex. I get it. I mean, maybe there's some sort of middle ground here. I don't fucking know. I'm not a professional.
I'm going to leave it down. I think it sounds better, honestly.
I'm a pee popper, though. So, let's see here. Patreon.com/Bones and Tubs if you want to support the show. If you like any of our back catalog or what we're into now or what we're trying to do, hit us up.
Try us out. I got to get used to looking at the camera down here.
I know. I got to get used to editing video. But, let's see. If you're, that's a Patreon. You can go there and support us for $1 a month. Get a shout out on the show. Got a few of those.
Yeah.
And, if you're not feeling committed, if you're more of a one night stand type individual,
we do have PayPal, Venmo,
we're on PayPal, we're on Venmo, we're on Cash App, $ Bones and Tubs.
Send us that money if you think we're good.
Yep. Check out our resident musician, Blood of the Brave. He's got a new YouTube music video out.
Yeah.
Titled "Sovereign Soldier."
Straight fire.
Straight fire. Love that dude.
Mm-hmm.
No homo.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, okay. So Patreon shout outs.
Oh,
I
yeah.
wanted to amend one from 2 episodes ago because I fucked it up because I'm a big old fuckhead.
Big old fuckhead.
I'm a fuckhead. When I shouted out Anthony Mendoza, a.k.a. The Operator, I had no idea that he is one of the creators of the Eye on the Ball podcast.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so they hit us up.
Yeah.
He's got a shirt in my car that's about to go to the post office.
There you go.
With 2 other shirts out in the mail.
Eye on the Ball.
Yeah, it's Eye on the BAAL, like the Demon podcast. Check them out. They're fucking fantastic. And they're like our podcast baby.
Yeah.
We helped them spawn their interest in this art.
They came from our proverbial podcasting loins.
Well, I mean, we've been fucking each other in this room for a year and a half.
I mean, it does stink in here.
It makes sense that we would spawn something.
It does smell in here.
Beautiful homunculus occult podcast. Offsprings, though. We love you guys. Keep up the good work. And then we have another $20 a month patron.
Sheesh.
But he or she declined to be identified.
I'm okay with that.
So I put down mystery patron, $20, a shadow apparition.
Hey, if you want to come out of the shadows and let us know who you are, and just FYI,
we know who they are.
Oh, we know.
But we don't want to let them know.
Oh, okay.
We want it to remain.
Oh,
incognito mode. You know how like when you go to the browser,
yeah,
and you're trying to feel some type of way.
So,
but you don't want other people to know you were feeling that type of way, so you hit the incognito.
He's playing like kind of like a George Soros move.
Oh,
he just doesn't want people to know that he's supporting us.
Except George Soros doesn't want to be outed in the streets for various other reasons. So she's just shot,
and that's okay. I understand. But we're here for you today, and we want to thank the Patreon.
Yeah,
thank you.
You guys are responsible for this whole thing, this whole everything.
Really. It looks nice.
Cameras
keeps me in, mystery orbs and cigarettes.
Tools, We got mystery beverages here,
Yeah.
We didn't want to use the containers because we're not getting paid by these people.
I'll tell you, but yes, today's mug, I'll try to use a different mug because I have a lot of mugs. This is a showcase mug from the Ripley's Aquarium in Gatlinburg.
Shout out Ripley's, not a sponsor.
It's got a penguin on it.
Yeah. I was talking to somebody this week in the factory about penguins.
I love penguins.
I love the fact that they wear nature's tuxedo.
They do.
But I'm not down with the way they feed their young.
And have you seen the inside of their mouths?
No.
Ooh, hey, anybody out there? You want a little bit of that nightmare fuel?
What's going on in their mouth?
I want you to type into Google, and I'm going to have you do it right now. I'm just going to show you, since I'm the only one with a phone right now.
Speaking of inside of mouth nightmare fuel, what about a baby's skull?
Oh yeah, we talked about that.
Like fucking 2 rows of teeth, looking like a human shark.
Yeah, that's like some shit. Like even I don't even think H.R. Geiger could come up with something like that, man. Like, okay, so I was looking up penguin mouth.
Penguin.
Yeah, you guys at home need to look this up too.
They're like nature's James Bond.
They look so. You know, they got their little tuxedos and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, then you see inside their mouths.
You guys came to a job interview with a tuxedo on.
Okay. So mind you, you know birds don't have teeth, right? Birds don't have teeth. Let's tell ourselves that. Okay.
Birds don't have teeth. Say it with me.
Birds don't have teeth. But what the fuck are those?
Hold on a second.
I wish when you get better when you get better at video editing, I feel like you just need to pop that up between us like for a minute. so they can get a visual reference of what we're talking about.
I am fucking confused here.
They have little, like, bristly teeth in their mouths.
It looks like a vagina with teeth. Mm-hmm. Right? The top, at least.
Vagina denta, you know?
Man, I'm going to show you guys. Hopefully that turns out well.
Yeah.
We shall see. If
it's
not,
like I said, when we get better at the video editing, you just pop it right in the middle of us like a newscast.
Man. You know how excited I am for the next phase of updates? Like, we'll have a computer in here, separate, and do some D Live or some YouTube Live. Yeah. And be able to OBS it where you have it, you can just drag and drop it while you're doing the motherfucker. Mm-hmm. Fuck editing.
Be cool. You're right. But anyways.
If you want to see that, go to patreon.com/.
But yeah, penguin mouths. Terrifying.
Yeah, anyway, so now the new ones that are listening to the show, they're like, what the fuck are these guys talking about? This is what we do. We hit it from every angle all the time. We don't know where we're going.
Yeah.
We're lost. Trying to bring you guys with us. I think that's it for the housekeeping. I did have a dream I wanted to run by you.
Okay.
Longtime listeners will understand that sometimes I have these.
Can I put on my dream interpreting hood?
I wish you would.
All right, I'm ready.
I feel like I just went in a cave. As you pulled your hood up, I feel like I went into a Yoda-style cave.
Yeah, this is my dream interpreting hood. You ready?
Do I need to put my hood up as well so that we can commune?
I mean, you could.
Okay, let's see what's going on here. Shout out Crazy Cat Hoodie.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's got a tight hood on it.
Oh, it's super tight. It's not warm either at all. It's just slickery.
Nice.
I did say slickery. It's a mixture of slippery and slick. I had to write it down. You know, I don't know if any of you out there are involved with dreams as far as like paying attention to them, a dream journal.
Yeah.
You ever done that?
A little bit.
Super nice.
If I have a particularly crazy dream, I will definitely write it down.
Yeah. It's I found that like you might be one of those people that they remember very little of their dreams. Well, I found that if you keep a notepad next to your bed and anytime you wake up and you remember any part of your dream, any part, and you write it down, it's like flexing a fucking muscle. So you do that shit like 3 or 4 days in a week, and by the time you start, maybe it's a paragraph. A week later, you're writing fucking 3 and 4 pages at 2 in the morning when you wake up to take a piss. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So anyway, I wrote it down and I typed it up. It's just for posterity, of course.
Yeah, okay.
The other day I was having a dream and it was definitely makes me wonder if I'm not actually like schizophrenic.
Yeah, it's possible.
The first part of the dream, we were working together as we do in the Factory of Sadness, but this time we were sitting in the same area, which was odd.
Yeah.
So we were doing what a Bones and Tubbs do. Mm-hmm. We were hitting that. What would you call it the other day? Mental handball?
Yeah. It's like psychic handball that we play with each other.
Yeah, we're just constantly sharpening our mental knives. Mm-hmm. Or balls, whatever. Get them shot balls, boys. And then in the middle of our conversation, we got interrupted by a dream phone call.
Oh, okay.
In the middle of the factory, which is odd because we're not always around phones.
Yeah.
You know, and on the other end of it, like, it's hard to explain because it's in a dream, but best way I can bring it back to you here in the third dimension is to say that most phones, you'd be familiar with the idea of caller ID. Mm-hmm. This one had some sort of weird, like a third ID, third eye.
Yeah.
D. And I knew, looking at the phone, on the other end of the phone, and this makes no sense, it was a fucking sofa.
Like a piece of furniture?
Yeah, like a useless piece of furniture that just sits there and does nothing until it's needed.
Do you know anything about the color of the sofa? Or?
I would say it's kind of pasty.
Pasty?
Pasty. It was fatter than usual. As
like
far as
overstuffed, if you will.
Overweight, some might say.
Okay.
Like if you were trying to move it into an apartment, first of all, nobody wants it. It's the couch.
Yeah.
It's the sofa that you see on the street corner.
Okay.
And it should have left a long time ago.
Yeah, you just know it's crawling with bed bugs.
Oh, yeah, bed bugs, alcoholism, fucking...
Okay.
All that. Because, I mean, it's a dream, so whatever.
It's just a terrible, terrible sofa.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, I think this dream, too, was partially responsible for the fact that I was under a really hot cover.
Okay.
And I forgot to turn on the AC.
I see.
You know how that goes.
That happens.
Let me see here. I don't want to miss anything. Like I said, it's supposed to be an inanimate object. It's a fucking sofa, right?
Yeah.
But in this instance, it was calling you on the phone. Mm-hmm. And although sofas should only be there to shut the fuck up and retire,
yeah,
you kind of
use them to retire. Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
So this one was animated, man. It was angry. It was asking for the location of, like, I didn't know that you. Like, some people fight chickens, right? Yeah. Apparently, you fight rabbits.
Oh, do I now?
You had a battle bun or a...
okay.
You had a battle rabbit.
Nice.
And he's like, where is the battle bun?
Oh.
He said racistly.
Okay.
And you were hesitant to give up the location to that precious fucking...
Well, yeah.
Battle man.
Sounds like it's very important to me.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. He just kept screaming at you. You were trying your best not to give it up, but eventually you had to because he pressed on you, as he's known to do.
Okay.
Shout out. Being weird and shit because it's a fucking sofa.
Yeah.
But then I could understand, too, by looking through the third eye viewer, the third ID, if you will, the sofa, it would... I could understand why it was angry. I didn't understand why it was animated because it should have been gone a long time ago. But it was angry at you and angry at everyone because both of its offspring, I'm assuming love seats, right? Because it's a fucking piece of furniture. Yeah, was they were both homosexual, and I'm like, it's fucking 2019, man. Yeah, can we not move past the hate?
Like. Well, that shouldn't even be a thing, you know?
Right. I mean, I get it for comedy purposes. Like, instead of not trying to offend everyone, we should try to offend everyone. Yeah. Blazing Saddles, for example. Society was super strong at that time. Yeah. We need to move back to that. Anyway, let me make sure, all this is going to get edited out live. People, I'm sorry that you have to deal with it. All the empty spaces. And then, like, the more attention I paid to the phone itself... some phones, they have like a wireless connection because we're in the fucking Jetsons age. Yeah. Other ones are wired, and I'm not a fucking IT guy. Mm-hmm. So it is what it is. But this phone was different. Obviously, Dream Phone. But it was attached by chains. Huh. It was like linked chains. Okay. How they're linked together. Mm-hmm. And the more I looked at it, like, it started out as a chrome piece. Like, it looked super, super official. Yeah. And then, the more you looked at it, you realized it was kind of fucking like a muscle head. Okay. It's
like a big old beefy chain.
Yeah, like a lonk, if you will. Instead of links, it had lonk. Yeah. And it was like the guy in Emperor's New Groove. Okay. Lonk. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't remember his name. No, Kronk.
Kronk.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So, that makes no sense to me, but again, Dream Phone. Yeah. And it just kept making a duck face at me and showing me its tiny nipples.
Man.
I get it.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah, so let's see, man. I don't know, man.
I mean, was it at least nice or was it a douche?
Well, it started out being nice and then all of a sudden it got fucking crazy. Like it had some type of agenda.
Sounds like you were on some fucking extra level nightmare shit. Like, I think we talked about the other day. I don't know what it was in reference to, but it had to do with like Beauty and the Beast. We talked. I don't remember what the context was.
I was talking about using albuterol for my asthma.
Oh, okay.
Right? And I mixed it with caffeine. And apparently, if you do that, that shit makes you fucking clean a machine. Right?
Oh, I see.
But in this instance, it had silver bullets as well. So there was the fucking cabinet door got kicked open by a ghetto teapot. It was like, "What's up, motherfucker?" He was there to help me. He was there to help me clean the kitchen.
You're just having a time with these inanimate objects. Well, apparently you and me giving them giving us guff.
I'm pretty sure that this whole experience isn't real. But let's see here. We're almost done. We'll move on to the topic in a minute. But
okay.
The phone is normally attached to these things. It was a chain. The phone had some weird outer piece, like just a flaccid, useless piece of rubber that hung onto the chain lock, if you will. Right, so anyway. And then, how dreams constantly change? I was in another room all of a sudden, and I was not myself. I was just a third observer that was invisible, I guess. But they didn't pay attention to me while I was there. It was like I too was a piece of furniture, and I saw this human-shaped snake. If that makes any sense. Just picture like a human with no... You know how snakes don't have any hair?
I kind of get it.
Okay, so picture that, if you will.
Okay.
Reptile blood has to sit on a heat rock in order to be active in the cold months.
Yeah.
And he's just viciously smacking Somalian war trophies off the wall.
Oh, man.
What the fuck does that even have to do with anything?
I don't even understand that.
Right. Snakes may do a lot of things, but they never have hair. All the while this is going on, a giant Fat Albert type of character is shaking a water bottle at me.
Yeah.
Like it's dangerously close to his dick. Like,
it's taking a turn here.
Yeah, and I tried to wake up. You know how you like, because I knew I was like, this has to be a dream. This can't be real.
Yeah.
And he grabbed me with his strong fucking awkward grip. Mm-hmm. And he was like, you tell that fake ass Patrick Swayze motherfucker, he ain't fooling nobody but this dick. He ain't tough. He ain't never gonna be tough. And then he said, since you a bitch, gonna make me a sandwich. I don't know what that means.
Okay. Well,
that's a lot, though. But I remember...
Yeah, man. Like,
it was one of those ones I woke up at 3:22 in the morning, and I was like...
That's fucking wild, man.
Just wrote it all down.
He fucking got... I don't know what it could be. It could be could just be those silver bullets, or... you don't know.
Repressed childhood sexual abuse?
Yeah.
Maybe?
It could be. I mean...
Shout out middle school bus drivers.
Pieces of furniture and equipment, taking on life. Large Fat Albert characters shaking their phallic symbols at you. I get it.
You really changed the quality of my life with telling me about that growling thing, man.
Right? It works.
It really moved me up in the world.
Yeah. But I don't even know where to begin on that interpretation. That's just wild to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nothing.
Firstly, what I get from it is, one, sofas really don't have a reason to berate anybody.
No, they really don't.
Okay. They don't have a reason to fucking try to find anybody or anything like that. And you're right. They are for retiring.
Yeah, they should definitely retire and shut the fuck up. Listen, we have a couch in the studio. You guys can't see it because the camera's facing our beautiful faces, but... There's a couch over there.
It's our casting couch.
You know why we have that couch? Because it shuts the fuck up. And it just sits there. It's there for us to retire on if we choose to.
Exactly.
But if it started talking and being reckless because of its two homosexual offspring, I would tell it to get the fuck out.
Yeah, and the second thing I got from it was chains can be douchebags.
Yes.
That's all I get from that. And then the third part, I don't even know, the snake... The Fat Albert.
I'm a snake.
It's I don't know what it is. I feel like it's all a lot of symbolism when it cut, like phallic symbols, snakes, water bottles, what have you.
Yeah, it's definitely symbolic.
Yeah. Being large and in charge. I don't know.
I guess.
It's hard to say, man.
It's like you're the ever-changing head of an organization. At that point, at least.
Yeah.
So that's all I've got. Do you have anything news-wise or anything going on in your life you want to tell these people about before we move on into the topic?
The only things I could think of that came up in the news this week is that one cocksucker's dead.
El fucking bag-tapping daddy.
Yeah, douchebag.
Ball-bagging.
I
don't care if he's dead. I'm going to say that, but I also wouldn't be shocked if it was all a lie because you can't trust politicians.
See, here's the thing. Like, in the end of the day, if anything should have been said on his obituary, it should have been... CIA asset Baghdadi killed in a raid.
Yeah.
Because that's probably what he was.
Another Middle Eastern fellow we found and radicalized with our money has been killed. Another guy who, for all intents and purposes, wouldn't have gotten where he gotten. LT Baghdadi, Yeah, if he hadn't have, if we hadn't have propped him up in the first place. Because he would have just stayed over in that, no offense, but shitty situation that they're in over there that we caused. Yeah, I mean, it's our fault. He wouldn't have had like brand new Toyota Tacomas like that were in that ISIS news, like front page news. Finest weapons of murder and destruction that money can buy. Money to buy boys to fuck because that's what they're about. Yeah, goats and shit. I will say though, I thought it was interesting they named the operation to kill him after the volunteer
American volunteer who was kidnapped by ISIS, raped and tortured, and then ultimately killed by them.
That is some man shit.
And here's the thing, we're not Trump trained individuals on this show by any means, but I will say, like, because I was thinking about it, right?
Yeah.
And for Trump to basically say, like, he was a bitch and he died like a bitch,
man,
kind of fucking cool.
That's gangster shit.
Not gonna lie. You know what I mean?
I can't say gangster, but it's like just like Trump with his ties to the mob. It's mobster as fuck.
Like, it would have been
He
funny.
died like a fucking bitch.
If you want to take it to the next step, and I think he should have, one, shown us photographs of his corpse.
Yeah.
Or what was left of his corpse. Supposedly he detonated a suicide vest, so there probably wasn't much left.
Sounds like bullshit.
Let's see just the pile of meat that was left.
Well, I want to know if that doggo's still alive.
Apparently, Good Boy is still alive.
How? Okay, so the dog killed him, but he detonated a suicide vest and the dog lived.
I don't think the dog killed him. The dog helped locate him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought they said that the dog
Good
killed
Boy,
him.
Good Boy's still alive. They unclassified a picture of Good Boy.
It was also a good girl.
Oh, it was a good girl?
Yeah, it said.
Oh, okay.
It said so. An American bitch killed an Islamic fellow.
It seems appropriate too. I mean, that somebody who's a radical of Islam and they are known for not liking dogs in the first place,
Or women.
or virtually anybody that isn't a Islamic
Isn't a
man.
Basically, isn't anyone that like as far as females go, there aren't the Chipotle umbrellas. That hang out outside. Yeah.
But I mean,
shout out to our former YouTube channel.
But yeah, I mean, fuck him. And you know what? Like I said, Trump should have taken a step further, show us the pile of meat that was left of him, and then pissed on the pictures. That would have been hard fucking core.
That or just put a fucking constant GoPro around that dude and follow him through a life sentence in prison where he just gets raped. I mean, I honestly don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, it either didn't happen or fuck it.
Yeah.
Because it has nothing to do with me.
Exactly. So now that we got that out of the way, I don't think there was anything else I wanted to talk about.
I got one news story here, and it's about our topic.
Okay. Let's hear it.
It's from back in May 1st of 2016 by Carter Blood Care on the significance of being Rh negative or Rh positive. Are you ready?
Yeah. I'm getting out my
thank God.
my non-sponsor sports drink.
Yeah. In 1937, Carl Landsteiner and Alexander Wiener discovered a new type. I gotta get used to this camera.
Yeah.
Wiener discovered a new blood type, the rhesus blood type, the Rh factor. The rhesus protein is named after the rhesus monkey, which also carries the gene, and is a protein that lives on the surface of the red blood cells. This protein is often called the D antigen. When it comes to blood transfusion, anyone who is Rh positive can receive blood from someone who is Rh negative, but those with the negative blood types cannot receive from anyone with a positive blood type. To put it simply, Landsteiner and Wiener discovered the blood types can either be Rh positive or Rh negative, doubling the commonly known blood types from 4, B, AB, and O to the 8 we know today. However, when it comes to the Rh blood types, many of us do not fully understand what it means to be positive or negative. In the United States, approximately 85% of the population has an Rh positive blood type, leaving only 15% of the Rh negative. And just to fucking fast forward to our later notes about the higher side chats, he said it's more like 7%.
Can I reveal or wait? No,
not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Because I wrote here, read this before Tubbs revealing his blood type.
Okay.
Let's see. Just as we inherit our blood type letter from our parents, we inherit our Rh factor from them as well. Each parent has 2 Rh factors in their genetics, one from each parent. The only way for someone to have a negative blood type is for both parents to have at least one negative factor. For example, if someone's Rh factors are both positive, it is impossible for their child to have a negative blood type. Only people with at least one Rh negative factor will have a negative blood type, which is why the occurrence of Rh negative blood is less common in Rh positive blood. When Landsteiner and Wiener discovered the Rh protein, they were researching solutions for the cause of a medical mystery that killed dozens of babies each day.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy. This led to the development of the FDA approval RhoGAM, RHOGAM, trademark symbol, in 1968. RhoGAM, or rhodesidic immune globin human, is a sterilized solution made from human blood it is used to prevent an immune response in mothers who are Rh negative.
Yes.
If a pregnant woman who is Rh negative does not receive RhoGAM and is carrying an Rh positive baby, she risks the health of future pregnancies because she has been exposed to the positive blood from her current unborn baby. Once a woman finds out she is pregnant, her doctor will test her blood to determine her Rh factor. Since more people are Rh positive than negative, it is likely that the Rh negative mother could be carrying a baby who is Rh positive, creating the risk for a hemolytic disease of a newborn, HDN, in future pregnancies, essentially destroying the baby's red blood cells. If a woman is Rh negative, she will most likely receive RhoGAM injection. When a woman receives RhoGAM, it protects her immune system from the exposure to the current baby's Rh positive blood. If she does not receive the injection, her body will develop antibodies that could attack the positive red blood cells of a baby in subsequent pregnancies, which will cause HDN. HDN can cause serious illnesses, brain damage, and even death in the fetus or newborn. Pregnant women typically receive RhoGAM twice during their pregnancy, once at approximately 28 weeks and once within 72 hours of delivery, if in fact the newborn baby is Rh positive. Although we have become accustomed to adding positive and negative description to our blood type, the Rh factor plays a larger role than many of us realize. Knowing your blood type can play a significant role in your life and health.
Nice. So,
I feel like we're about to do a gender reveal.
yeah. So,
Look at my dick.
I'm O negative.
Bum, bum, bum.
Which means I'm in a minority when it comes to that. And you're right. My mother took that medicine with both of her pregnancies. Although, here's the thing. I received her negative factor, and I received my father's blood type. So I ended up O negative. My father was O positive.
So
my mother was A negative.
So she's Rh negative also.
Yes.
Okay.
But my sister ended up A positive. So she received my mother's blood type, but my father's Rh factor. And I've come to find out that having O negative blood makes you the pretty girl at prom at the blood bank.
They're trying to turn you out for real.
Yeah, because I get incessant phone calls. I donate blood, but I get incessant phone calls when it's like time to donate again. Like, hey, they'll even call me for like the mobile buses. Like, hey, there's a mobile bus near you. You should go get blood.
Say I occasionally get a letter in the mail like, hey, it's time for you to donate again. But you're like, they're beating your door down.
Yeah, they give me phone calls and stuff. Like that one time I went and they wouldn't let me donate because she wouldn't change the blood pressure cuff.
Oh, they killed that bitch.
I was to say, they probably fired her after that.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, you says you had Mr. Tubbs here come in for blood? Yeah, blood pressure was fucked up. Really? He used a child's cuff?
Yeah. Used a small cuff
that.
on you?
We know that because we read his text messages. Yeah, I mean...
Did he ask for a larger cuff? Yes, he did. Okay, then. I'm O negative, and apparently that's very rare.
It's good.
One of the rarest ones. I think AB negative might be the rarest. Makes me in demand.
Yeah.
And apparently also there's other things involved with that too.
Yeah.
With the whole negative blood type thing. Also I cannot receive blood from any other type.
Man, so if we're ever in a firefight, it's over for you.
Well, pretty much. Well, here's the thing. I'm the universal donor.
Right.
I could give to everybody else because I have no RH factor.
Right.
Right.
So someone could attack you and hold you down as a blood cow. Mm-hmm. But if you needed blood,
Did you ever see Mad Max Fury Road?
Negative.
Okay.
Is that the new one?
Yes. Mad Max was, I believe, O negative because he was very prized amongst the sick, radiation-soaked populace because he had O negative blood.
Shout out to having a shitty dice roll into that bad scenario.
Yeah. So if an apocalypse happens, more than likely, if they find out my blood type, I'm just going to be strapped to a bed. Mm-hmm. And
blood cow, son.
Yeah, blood cow. But no, so apparently though, after I felt like I've known I was O negative, but then we started talking about doing this RH negative episode, and then we find out that there's scientists out there that are like RH negative shouldn't exist at all. But anyway, so apparently scientists have there's a few scientists out there that wonder like this whole RH negative thing shouldn't even be a thing. And then some have taken it even further and said that this could be proof of alien intervention.
Yeah, a creation story of extraterrestrial means.
Yeah.
Or extra-dimensional, I guess.
Yeah, because there's only one part of the world that actually has a higher concentration of negative blood types than the rest of the world. Like super high. Most of the rest of the world's sitting under 5%. Mm-hmm. But there's a place, it's a region around Spain and France that actually is over 40%.
Spain and France.
And apparently there's other things that go with the whole Rh negative thing too. Like there's a correlation where they tend to have, more often have red hair.
Yeah.
And, which I do have tinted red in my beard.
I have noticed this.
My grandpa had red hair.
I think I've wrecked on you for it before.
Yeah. He was a daywalker though. He did not have pallid skin. But, and then there was a couple other things like extra vertebrae. I don't know if I have an extra vertebrae.
It'd be cool if you did, though, because then all your neck problems would go away, probably.
I wish I think, for all I know, that could be the reason why I have neck problems, because I do got an extra one rocking in there.
You ever had it checked out?
No, I've never had a back x-ray or anything like that.
A non-dangerous radiation treatment x-ray, if you will.
And then the other thing they said is that they find them to be intuitive.
Yeah.
Which, I was telling you before the show, I've always thought, there's been multiple times in my life where, like, I started feeling bad. Like, it felt like something bad was about to happen, and then something bad did happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it hasn't happened every single time.
Is it, would you say it's, is it a different type of feeling, or is it a feeling that you could associate with just random other shit? So, like, do you have that feeling and nothing happens, or is it a special feeling?
No, every time I've had that feeling, something bad happens.
We need to come up with a code word. And every time that you feel that some type of way, you need to hit me with that code word.
I've always called it the doom. Because, like, every time, like, I've had it, it's a very selective sensation where I get this, like, knot in my stomach. Like, it just knots up, and it feels like I got a fucking rock in there. It hurts, and I can't shake it. And then the bad shit happens.
The bad things.
Yeah. Whether it be, like somebody gets hurt or...
So not only can we use you in the future as a blood cow, but we can use you as a psychic, like, device.
Yeah.
We cut off your legs, because you don't need your legs. We'll just use your stomach.
Here's the thing, like I said,
your mouth.
It doesnent always happen, but I feel like it's probably... I have about the accuracy of a magic 8-ball.
So you're at least, like 25% probably?
Yeah, I'm sitting there on the bed, they're draining me, and they're like, hey, we're about to go on this raid. Do you think everything will go all right? And I'll be like, ask again later.
Yeah. So I'm going to run these by you. I wrote 4 paragraphs, notes from the higher side chats, the episode with Outlaw Jimmy Jones, the Rh negative blood type mystery, aliens, and the elite.
Ooh.
And to be fair, it was only like half of the episode, because I'm a parent of 2 children.
Yeah.
And albuterol makes you clean. So I did what I could. If you think there's bullshit, I want you to front it out. Yeah. I would never throw shade on Greg Carlwood. He's a fucking solid dude.
A beast.
Love that dude. But Jimmy Jones, on the other hand, I don't know him from Paul.
Yeah.
And Paul's a redhead. So,
Yeah.
Are you ready? Jimmy Jones makes the claim that he's been targeted from a very young age. In kindergarten, back in 1967, a group of people came and took 2 children out of his class, him and one other child, and had them look at pictures to see what they made of them and what their opinion was. He said the pictures were what we would refer to today as the alien grays. He came to find out later in life when he wrote his book, or while writing his book, I should say, that the other person was also Rh negative. Any weird shit like that in your childhood? And your, like, strange Rorschach tests that only you took?
I mean, I could recall being pulled from class a few times when I was younger, but I always, as an adult, I always assumed it was like speech stuff or something, or like,
Did you have speech problems?
I believe I had a lisp.
That's good.
But other than that, I remember a few times people pull me out, but I think it was for like
regular shit.
Yeah, regular shit.
Trying to get your mind right.
I don't recall them showing me pictures of aliens. And
shout out Prussian model. He's like, yeah, it's crazy that it was in 1967. I was a kindergartner, but I'd never forget that. And it made me wonder too, like with some of the things that lined up in this research with what you've told me. It's not all on point. So I wonder if there's like, just because we've discovered negative and positive, there has to be a percentage.
Yeah. What do you mean? Like
say you take everybody that's Rh negative. It's a protein that sits on the blood cell.
Yeah. There
has to be a percentage, like some people might have more of it on the blood cell, giving you more traits. Because you're not a fucking ginger. For those of you shout out that are watching on YouTube, he's got a beautiful brown fade.
Yeah. A little red down here, but
the stooge.
Yeah. I always said I was a calicote.
Which makes you even more rare because you're a male calicote.
There you go.
Shout out calicotes. Okay, so let's see. He claims the official claim of 15% of people having Rh negative blood is actually closer to 7%. He makes the claim that 95% of his following are Rh negative, and that by talking with them, he believes that they are being drawn together. He says that they've met. So let's say he has 10,000 followers. 95% of the 10,000 followers are Rh negative.
Mm-hmm.
And then when interviewing the Rh negative fellows or ladies, he finds that in their own lives, individually, more and more Rh negative people have been coming into their life. It's almost like a pulling together.
Yeah.
That they don't understand.
It's very queer.
It's a bit queer. He said that they also talk about having the same thoughts and dreams.
I do have a lot of dreams.
Do you know anybody else other than your mom that is Rh negative?
Not off the top of my head, no. I mean, it's one of those things. Who talks about? Who's going around like, "Hey, I'm."
Well, I mean, for instance, you know that she's Rh negative.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it, like, maybe in conversation she's ever come up to you and been like, "I had a crazy dream." Like, oh fuck, like I had that dream too. That's crazy.
No, that's never happened.
Okay, so that might be bullshit.
But that's one of those things. It's hard to say, man, because like me and my mom really don't talk about each other's dreams.
Well, keep it as a post-it note in your mind.
I will. Next time I'm talking to my mom, I'll be like, "Hey, mom, what you been dreaming about?"
Or anytime that you talk to somebody and they're like, "I had a dream about a closet homosexual sofa
Yeah.
who had offspring," and then you're like, "What's your blood type, bro?
What's your RH factor, bro?
Let me know what that factor is, son."
I need to factor it in. You know, no pun intended.
Long ass motherfucker.
Yeah.
So that's probably bullshit. Jimmy Jones claims that with Rh negative blood factor comes a series of physical differences, which before we talked, I thought it was bullshit, but you mentioned it in your research as well. Mm-hmm. To let you guys know, we don't talk really beforehand about our research.
No,
we agree on a topic and then we do our own separate research.
We do it independently and then come together.
We always come together.
Always.
It's weird. Talking about extra ribs and an extra vertebrae. You say you do not have extra ribs.
No, as far as I know, man. But, you know, it's one of those things where, I mean, I don't really go around counting my vertebrae and my ribs, for real.
I get it. I never have either.
It could be there, you know. It's hard to say. I know my wisdom teeth are fucking huge.
Yeah. The next time you hear somebody talking about wisdom teeth problems, you should hit them up with that. What's your Rh factor?
Well.
Got too much wisdom in this bitch.
Mm-hmm.
And here's where it got interesting for me, because I don't know why, but I didn't give a fuck about the ribs and vertebrae. Above average IQ, worsened vision, and heightened hearing.
I saw those two.
There's two more, too.
Here's the thing. One, I'm just going to cut this down real quick.
I'm smart as fuck, so...
I do have an above average IQ.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to brag or anything. It's just it is what it is. It hasn't gotten me my wealth and riches yet, so
we're working on that.
I mean, we're working on it, but
the government might use you as a blood cow, but I'm using you as a money cow.
My fucking higher than average IQ has not gotten me anything that I'm pretty sure there's people that probably are borderline I'm not going to say that word.
Autistic?
No, you're not even autistic. Autistic people have a high IQ.
We can use those words.
But a below average IQ, let's just say that. They're making more money than me. So
to say that we read it out of the dictionary that we have over there, the Webster's, retarded, meaning held back.
Okay.
Through some sort of...
But they're obviously, we know somebody who has issues.
Yeah.
And they have their own lawn care business.
Oh, okay. I was going somewhere else with that. But yeah.
Okay.
No, I get it. I mean, it doesn't mean... Literally, they're just attaching things to the word.
Yeah.
The word itself is a word with a definition.
Now, the one that...
Don't get upset.
...got me is the hearing. My hearing sucks.
Okay.
But
what about you said your vision's fine?
My vision's fine other than being colorblind.
Which makes me wonder more and more about that percentage, too. Like I said, like, what if it's...
I have very sharp vision. I'm just colorblind. And then...
And you can't see what kind of colors?
It's green. I'm red-green colorblind.
So, if I gave you two...
so
basically like this.
Well, I can see that, but it's mostly like when you put two colors against each other, and if they're those specific colors, like green, red, and...
What about these guys?
Brown and red, too.
Do they all look the same?
No, I could see the difference.
I'm confused by this.
You got to do one of those colorblind tests. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's the only part of my vision that's shitty.
They're just kind of shaded, I guess.
But, and then, what was the other thing you said?
Heightened hearing, worsened vision, above average IQ. There's 2 more that I didn't mention yet.
Okay, mention those 2.
Lower body temperature and lower blood pressure.
I thought, see, the research I did said high blood pressure.
Well, this is just Jimmy Jones.
Oh, okay. See, I read high blood pressure, which, I mean, it's not like dangerously high, but I do run higher. My body temperature, though, I actually run hotter.
Have you always run higher blood pressure?
For the most part, yeah. Even when I was younger, even before the Factory of Sadness.
Okay.
And it's like, even when I exercise and stuff, and it still doesn't come down. It's just, it is what it is. I don't notice it,
Right.
But yeah, the body temperature thing, I run higher. I run, and my son has it too. I run at like 99.2 all the time.
Which seems to me like it would be an advantage, because if germs have developed to, survive in 98.6, if you had a higher body temperature, you would get sick less often.
You'd think.
Until they adapt to that higher blood, and we're all fucked.
Yeah. So
you might be the reason why fevers no longer work.
And then the other one I saw in my research was sensitivity to light and sunlight.
I did see that one also, which makes sense because of the reddish hair thing. Like how many fair-skinned, redheaded people are bad with sunburns?
That's legit, man. If like I go outside and I ain't wearing sunglasses, I can't see shit.
Damn. Just white out, I guess.
It's just so goddamn bright.
Right.
I'm always like this. Like, people used to think I just had squinty eyes all the time. Then I come inside, my eyes would widen up, and they're like, what the fuck? Are you surprised?
What's wrong with you? Yeah. What do you think of what about night vision?
Actually, I have fairly decent night vision. It just has to adapt.
Right, I got you.
Yeah.
And then I put in here as a joke that perhaps this is why we all secretly hate gingers. But I only put that in there as a note to remember, like, it's a societal thing. Like, no matter where you go, at least in our country, if you have red hair, you get shit on.
Yeah.
It's like a giant
That's not
joke.
just here. That's in England and all that, too. They shit on people with red
Western
hair.
countries, probably.
Yeah.
But they said that, Jimmy Jones said that he believes it is a cultural thing that's been around for millennia. Like, he claims that a lot of the mystics or shamans were redheaded because they had a natural affinity to magic and divination.
Well, I mean, there could be some validity to that, because here's the thing. Mind you, in Eastern Europe and stuff like that, people with red hair were considered like demons, or
right. It's always been a historical thing.
Yeah, like they had the devil in them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
He got the hair.
Vampires. They thought they were vampires.
You might find this neat. I pulled this. This is Is there any way you could chug that sports drink?
Yeah. I mean,
sorry, I'm gonna get an off-brand spit bottle.
Oh, okay.
I'm fucking up.
Oh, there you go.
That leads perfectly into this next paragraph.
Okay.
Which is the thickest of them all. Everybody loves a good thick paragraph.
Thick paragraph.
When asked to trace back the bloodline to a geographical location, Jimmy Jones said that it came from the Middle East, the last tribe of Israel, the tribe of Dan. Does that ring any bells in your head? Because I'm about to tell you where those bells are coming from.
Okay.
Does it ring bells for you?
A little bit, yeah.
So, Cain and Abel.
Okay.
Right. The proverbial story of Cain and Abel. Cain killed Abel with a rock.
Yeah.
And then tried to hide his body and act like, I don't know what happened.
Mm-hmm. Not my brother's keeper.
I'm not my brother's keeper. When in fact, you are your brother's keeper.
Of his corpse.
We call each other, most of the time he saves me, but sometimes I save him from late wake-ups.
Yeah.
Because we got to get the factor of sadness.
Yeah.
So anyway, look out for your dude. Mm-hmm. When Cain was cast out, he was cast out of, was it Israel?
It wasn't Israel. He was just cast out of...
Hold on, let me dial that back. I said that wrong. So Cain was cast out of the society at the time of the Jews.
Yeah.
And for killing his brother. It's interesting, too, because the Bible, which I can't confirm because I haven't actually read it, but I've been told that the Jews are God's chosen people.
Supposedly.
Which could just be fucking tiny hat bullshit.
Let's say alleged.
Alleged.
Allegedly.
But then when he was cast out, it hit one of those strange Bible points for me that I paid attention to, where, like, how did you go and join another group of people? Like, I thought the Bible was only on point with everybody at the time. But he joined the tribe of Dan.
Yeah.
And it said that God gave him a mark.
The mark of Cain.
The mark of Cain.
Yeah. Which
Jimmy Jones alleges the red hair.
Huh.
And that because of it just being one person who joined the tribe of Dan who had the mark, his lineage then shows up in your beard, kind of.
Okay.
Or any other person, more or less, which leads me more to the percentage argument, like...
You know what's wild, too, is some Middle Eastern people, like, red hair isn't just a European thing.
Right.
Middle Eastern people have it, too.
I've never seen an Asian person, though, with red hair.
I've seen lighter browns, but I've never seen
I can't remember if we talked about it before the show or on the show, but...
If anybody finds a picture of a red-haired Asian...
Yeah. Hit us up.
And it's real, like, not fake. Like, plenty of... Listen... I'm pretty sure red-haired Japanese boys and girls you could catch them a dime a dozen in Tokyo.
Right, for sure. Yeah.
But I mean legitimately red.
Fast forward from the Cain and Abel time to Hitler. Jimmy Jones claims that it appears that while it appears on the outside that Hitler was targeting Jews for being Jewish, like a religious problem, he was actually targeting the blood group because they were the group of people that had the highest Rh factor at the time. He was trying to... Instead of just like spending the laborious time hunting down Jews, instead of spending the laborious amount of time hunting down Rh negative, he was just like, this is the highest population of Rh negative. Let's make sure we just kill these motherfuckers.
So Rh negative runs in Jewish populations as well?
Well, yeah. I mean, like I said, it's bloodline traces back to the Middle East, the last tribe of Israel. I just took a DNA test. Turns out I'm 100% that boy. I can't wait to see the memes that come from The Condor on this episode.
So you're telling me a lot of things right now.
Yeah.
One is, according to this guy, I have the mark of Cain.
Maybe. A mild mark. I believe it's percentage based, and it's not proven by science yet, but it makes sense to me.
See, I like to go with the ones that don't involve me being marked for the sins of my ancestry, and that would be the whole notion that it's the marker from the Nephilim or the Anunnaki,
right?
And it's that leftover bit, that crops up every once in a while. That's what I want to believe.
That's fine. That's totally fine. Like I said, I want to use you as a lie detector.
I mean, here's the thing. I lack the monkey factor. Yeah.
Zero monkey in that bitch. Racial purity, blood purity. That was Hitler's thing, allegedly, according to Jimmy Jones. And then he will rewind back from Hitler to the Native American blood brothers. Are you hip to them? So some of these Native American blood brothers would meet, and they all looked the same. They all had the same, like, I don't know, tribal markings, or they were very similar in culture. Yeah. And the way that they could tell the difference between one of their tribe and one not of their tribe, they were the ones that started the hand slash and the blood brother shake. Yeah. And they would watch the blood, and you could see it. And he mentions it, fast forward to modern day. When you mix RH blood, RH positive and RH negative, they have a water and blood mixture. Mm-hmm. So, which explains they would slash their hands and see the blood mix. If they joined, that meant they were the same tribe. If they separated, they weren't the same tribe. And I'm sure bloodshed followed. He said you can see it in petri dish experiments. Oil and water, they will not mix. Hence the massive deaths caused by blood transfusion prior to the RH negative factor being discovered. # science, bitch.
Yeah, I can't take your all's positive blood. It'll kill me.
That just makes me wonder, like, if it pools up in your head, like all the positive, and you're like, fucking, you just click out.
Yeah, it's possible.
So that's all I got.
All right, I think that wraps it up for us. This week is Halloween, so next time we see it will be after Halloween.
We also have until Saturday for Samhain. If anybody wants to feel like living in the moment and giving a shout out to their ancestors and trying to reap the benefits of the Celtic New Year, so go ahead and do it.
All y'all out there, enjoy your Halloweens.
All Hallows Eve.
I'd like to say that you're all going to get that THC laced candy that the news keeps warning you about.
Let us know. Hit us up in the Googles.
That's Gmail. It's a goddamn fiction, is what it is. Nobody gives that shit away for free.
I'm going to Yellow Springs to pick up candy. I'm just saying.
But I hope you guys enjoy your Halloween, whether you're taking your kids out or having a party or you're just passing out candy, because that's what I'm doing this year.
Or you're like Bones and you walk for 6 days during Samhain in the night and you contemplate your ancestors.
Hey, and shout out, just so you know, because I know it's still, like we were talking about earlier, it's a newer thing, but we got ourselves a teal pumpkin this year. Yeah. Well, we painted it teal.
Shout out teal pumpkin.
But for those of you who don't know what the teal pumpkin means, you stop by my house, you're going to see one. That means that if you have a kiddo, with an allergy or the reason I have it in the first place is because my son is type 1 diabetic. It's for those who really can't enjoy candy like the rest of us can.
Right.
You know, for my son's case, I was trying to explain type 2 diabetes or type 1 diabetes to him last night. And I said, and I was explaining the teal pumpkin, and I was like, well, it's for kids with allergies. And like kids like you, type 1 diabetes. He's like, am I allergic to something? And I said, sort of. You're allergic to sugar. I was like, you eat enough of it, it will kill you.
Right.
And that's not something to joke about. It is what it is. But, you know, and anybody else out there, you know, I think it's a nice little gesture for kids, and
make them feel acclimated.
Yeah, and it's a sign that you're just, and it also extends out to kids with autism. So like, you know what I mean? It's like if they're not big on talking or like saying anything to anybody, we're not going to expect you to say happy or trick or treat or
I said thank you.
You know, but usually the parents are cool about that and they'll do it for them, which is, like I said. Yeah. Shout out to the teal pumpkin.
Teal pumpkin.
And November is Diabetes Awareness Month. The next time we'll catch you, you know.
It was responsible for your last Facebook picture that lasted for over a year.
Yeah.
You're
well, it's an issue close to my heart.
I get it.
You know, what we need you to do, though, would be great, because I'd love to do this every day. He'd like you to do it every day. And the Orb would like you to do it every day.
Yeah.
You need to go over to Patreon.
Patreon.com/Bones and Tubs.
Start with just $1. We're going to be doing those bonus episodes here soon.
We got a whole list of things we're about to start doing.
I think the first one, we got to do a Stephen King of fucking nerdathon.
For sure.
But those will be up on the Patreon. So if you're not part of Patreon, you won't get the episode. And if you want to talk to us, you know, we're always on Instagram.
Instagram.com/Bones and Tubs.
We're on Snapchat.
Snapchat @Bones and Tubs.
Facebook.
Fatbook.com/Bones and Tubs.
And Twitter.
@Bones Tubs.
Now, if you don't want to become a monthly contributor to our Patreon, we're always on Venmo.
We are on Venmo, we're on PayPal, we are on Cash App at $ Bones and Tubs.
You just want to send us that money.
Just one time hitter. I get it. You know, sometimes you want a relationship, other times you want a long dong tong it, and you just want to hit it and then ghost emoji.
Yeah. Well, we'd like to thank you all for listening. We hope you have a good, happy, and safe Halloween.
All Hallows Eve.
We hope to see you next week. We hope you enjoyed the episode, and we hope to see you next time.
We fucking love you.
We really do.
Yeah, they got $1 billion in the ceiling and $1 billion in the office, $1 billion in their bedroom, and it's locked in the closet. See, it ain't a problem to control who makes a profit when you're the ones cutting all the holes in our pockets. Got $1 billion in the ceiling and $1 billion in the office, billions in the bedroom, and it's locked in the closet. See, it ain't a problem to control who makes a profit when you're the ones cutting all the holes in our pockets. They spend $1 million just to eat, and it costs half for a seat, and they'll charge 50 grand an hour if you want them to speak. They got what you wish you had, but what they got in the bag ain't really worth nothing at all. But they got your mom and dad believing in the system and buying it all the time, and I feel bad for us all, cause it's really just a crime. See, JP Morgan Chase and the heads of some banks, they made down at Jekyll Island just to privatize the banks. They took control, the books are closed, we can't look, no one knows what they're doing, what they're making. They just say, hey, we're banking banksters or gangsters. That's what I'm yelling. They own your reality, you control your salary. They got $1 billion in the ceiling and $1 billion in the office, $1 billion in their bedroom, and it's locked in the closet. See, it ain't a problem to control who makes a profit when you're the ones cutting all the holes in our pockets. They got $1 billion in the ceiling and $1 billion in the office, billions in the bedroom, and it's locked in the closet. See, it ain't a problem to control who makes a profit when you're the ones cutting all the holes in our pockets. I said the money is a weapon, that funds a regression, and the laws are imposing that leaves a good person broken, left down on bended knees, stressed to begging to be free. It's worldwide, at aside every town and overseas. Those who are owned by those who sit on a throne, and they build it all to watch it fall, just just like Rome. And they know it and they feed it, so we'll read it and believe it. Them headlines full of doubt, so we'll bail them out. Yeah, the more they print, the less it's worth, but they won't ever feel the hurt. But I bet you do when you walk up to it and have to pay the clerk. Yeah, they say they're saving the world and all these nations, but it's really all controlled to explode through inflation. They got $1 billion in the ceiling, and $1 billion in their office, $1 billion in their bedroom, and it's locked in the closet. See, it ain't a problem to control who makes a profit when you're the ones cutting all the holes in our pockets. Got $1 billion in the ceiling and $1 billion in the office, billions in the bedroom, and it's locked in the closet. See, it ain't a problem to control who makes a profit when you're the ones cutting all the holes in our pockets. Yeah.